This should be a quick one. We know the prepared speech, right? And we already had a session, a full session for the anatomy of speech, how to prepare speeches. We know a speech consists of introduction, body, and conclusion. Did you know that the evaluation is a speech?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So an evaluation is a speech that has introduction, body, and conclusion. If we say prepared speeches are ones that we do at home and practice, and table topics are impromptu speaking, done without preparation, and by the way, I will prove this wrong in the next session, an evaluation is a semi-prepared speech. It's a speech that you can prepare up to 80% of it before the meeting, before even listening to the speech. Did you know that? That as an evaluator, you can have an evaluation speech without even listening to the speaker? Now what we want an objective evaluation. That's why listening to the speaker would add the juice, the value of your evaluation. So, an evaluation speech. The evaluation speech. It has introduction, body, and conclusion. So what could be an introduction? What would you start with in your evaluation speech? We've just listened to a speech by our district governor about life in the desert, working as an engineer with Aramco. Okay? That was a speech, and we listened to his experiences as an engineer, how they spent time in the desert, and still he maintained his white tan. So we listened to a nice speech, and now I'm evaluating that. What could be a nice introduction to my evaluation speech?
New information. You talk about the presentation stuff.
Presentation skills.
Skills.
See, that's like technical. Anybody can do that. Where is my nice introduction that will attract the audience? Again, that's technical. Yes.
I can start by question. How many of you have lived in the desert?
Excellent. So that's content. See, technical versus content. My suggestion to you for introduction of an evaluation speech, start with the content. We know that in Toastmasters we do not evaluate content. We do not evaluate the content. For all we care, he can give a speech that the sun rises from the west. Maybe we don't agree, but he had a speech well prepared to prove his point. Did not convince us, but the speech was done properly. So we never evaluate the content. But instead, we use the content to show the speaker and everybody else that I have been listening to your speech and I like it. Yes, how many of you have lived in the desert? Personally, I lived in my childhood in a place that is very hot near the desert. I know how it feels when the temperature reaches 50. And you reflect on personal experience, something related to the content of his speech. This way, the speaker trusts your judgment. He knows that you are somebody who have been listening to his speech. And they will trust what you have to say next. Then, the body. What in the body? What shall we include in the body of the speech?
Maybe an experience of yours.
Oh, we're done. That's not my speech. We're done with the content.
Area of strength.
Strength?
Yes.
Okay.
Details. A message. The evaluation.
The evaluation, but which part of the evaluation?
The evaluation. So we start with the
Positives and negatives.
exactly.
As simple as, let me suggest to you to add to what you said, let's have the strength here. Because as evaluators, we build on the strengths more than we approach the weaknesses. You know, this is the difference between leaders and managers. Leaders build and capitalize on strengths. Managers look for weaknesses and try to solve them. As a manager, I look to the weakest link in the chain and fix it. as a leader, I look to the strongest weapon in my army and design my strategy around it. And we always say evaluate to motivate. So any evaluation should be motivational. And by building on the strengths, we can motivate the speaker to continue. And here, there is a rule that mentions 4 strong points and 1 negative, or point for improvement. And that will be for the conclusion, point for improvement. By the way, this is a simple approach that you use usually for basic speeches. Sometimes when you are advanced members and we want to really give strong evaluations, something that's not for the contest. With this you can win a contest. But with advanced evaluations you don't even go to contest. And in such evaluation we follow a different approach. While I liked your vocal variety, I felt at some points you should have emphasized. While I liked the eye contact, I felt that you neglected this part. So we have positive, negative together. But for a simplified, prepared evaluation speech, it's an evaluation speech that has been prepared, have these almost ready. So when you listen to the speech, which parts you fill in?
Content.
Mainly the content, and just a quick evaluation of these. Because you already know you have a checklist you already have a checklist for things to evaluate, right? We know them. Choice of topic, organization of the speech, eye contact, vocal variety, visual aids, body movement. So there are certain things that you put on a checklist, and all you have to do immediately while presenting the speech, give them a plus or a minus, decide if it was a strength or a weakness, choose a number of strengths, and 1 or 2 points for improvement. And this becomes your evaluation speech. I would say our speaker today presented a speech about working in the desert. I lived next to the desert. I know what does it feel to reach when the temperature reaches 50. DTM Nadir, thank you for presenting a nice speech. This is a topic we relate to since we live in a country that is mostly desert. So the choice of topic was excellent. It relates to everyone, especially people like me who come from Jordan, okay, where we notice the change of temperature. Your movement around the stage was excellent. I felt you used the stage properly by using it for points and so on. And the eye contact was very efficient or effective, where you connected with everybody. I think for your next speech, you can use some images, some photos from the desert, just to enhance the meaning. And I'm looking forward for your next speech. See, this is a simplified evaluation. Introduction, body, conclusion, content, strength, point for improvement. Do that. That's preparation. And with practice, you present the best speeches. One last comment regarding evaluations, and I'm a believer in this. Always use the I. I didn't feel you chose the right meaning. I didn't feel that, because probably the rest did feel differently. So don't say, we did not understand a thing. I love that in university students or school students. When the teacher says, so did you understand? Nothing. No, that's too general. We did not understand. Don't say we, it's I. It's your evaluation. My evaluation to one speaker can be, and most likely will be, different from his evaluation to the same speaker. So always remember that this is a subjective approach of organizing an evaluation. Any comments? Questions?